black day and age anymore. Information is much more freely available. All you've got to do is, search a little, and I'm sure you will get to hear. I mean, right from Vietnam to Iraq to Afghanistan to Philippines, the kind of atrocities that the United States has carried out all across the years, right from 1955 onwards, that shows that, this is, you're basically supporting a genocidal regime against another genocidal regime. So either have the gall to call out both, say that yes, NATO has also indulged in genocides, which I highly condemn, and that should, they should be held to higher accountability standards, which they are not, which you will not. So that hypocrisy is widely exposed as a consequence of the ramblings of the Temu version of Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, you are really very much liking to hear yourself talking, and you are really the mastermind of the propaganda of Putin, and you are really this kind of typical Indian anti-imperialist, kind of anti-colonial Soviet kind of style, address the Americans and attack the Americans for everything they have ever done. And, I understand that. We have a lot of left-wing agitators in Europe as well, and I know all these arguments. Thanks a lot for sharing them again. Of course, we liberated Afghanistan. Of course, we liberated Iraq. Yeah? Of course, it was justified to do both interventions. And now there is 46 million people living in Iraq, and Iraq is a free country. And it worked much better than ever before under Saddam Hussein, who probably you liked very much, who killed these people with poison gas and with chemical attacks and all these other brutal crimes he committed for decades, because he was a great socialist, which you probably are as well. So thank you very much for your insights in the history.
What about Guatemala? What about Guatemala?
Pakistan. The more I think and learn about India and your hypocrisy, which you have in India, this kind of thinking that you understand the world very well. Okay, Pakistan is a global partner of NATO. I will now support Pakistan much more. I have not a lot of sympathy for Pakistan up to now, and I really didn't care so much for them. But you have really provoked me into calling for a free trade agreement with Pakistan and for intensified partnership with Pakistan. And we will build a big military base of America in Pakistan, hopefully soon. And we will support Pakistan against India, very much so, because you are Russian.
But you said I will support you. Who are you? What is your position? You are just an individual.
Thank you very much. Shift me to Pakistan.
No, but who are you? You said I support Pakistan. You are just a maniac individual, nothing else. You are thinking that you are something, but you are nothing. Even your Austrian government does not own you.
Yes, I know that in a Soviet socialist context, you think, Arif, that the government owns you. Yeah, I know that this is a socialist thinking. The government must own you. I'm just a free individual. I tweet my opinions on Twitter, and I will give India a lot of pain because you well deserved it. You have chosen the enemy camp. You are now the enemy of the West. And we in Europe...
What do you mean by enemy of the West, Gunther?
Not conclude a partnership agreement with you. We will block you in the OECD agreement, and we will not allow you to enter.
No, but who is the we?
We will sanction you very hard, and we will also make as much limitations to Indian immigration into the European Union, and we will also limit our high-tech support towards India, and you will see that this line will prevail.
You are no one. We will not do this. We will not do this. You are no one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
corner of your room. You are just speaking, but you don't have any position. So don't exaggerate things. And I think that it is useless, Adit, to talk to this maniac person. And,
no, I mean, I don't think it's particular. I think, it's good to expose the Temu version of Adolf Hitler, because, that is what he's basically exposing himself to be. Someone who doesn't recognize that, the Americans went into Guatemala and killed 200,000 people. They went into Iraq and killed 600,000 people. They went into Vietnam and killed 2 million people. They went into Philippines and killed 200,000 people. And doesn't recognize the sort of genocide that the United States has carried out with the aboriginals within the United States, and then has the gall to call out the these sort of atrocities of Vladimir Putin on Ukraine, which we accrue to, which we understand and we
You are a
acknowledge,
friend of
and
Vladimir Putin. You have made it very clear now. You are not a polite person of the world. Yeah, you are really a genocidal maniac supporter. And
says somebody else who's actually
you are
who's
going to
hypocritical of
celebrate
genocides.
Day again. And really,
I
you
mean,
call me Adolf Hitler. You have lost all credibility in India. You
no,
know nothing
I
about
mean
Europe. You
the
know
fact that
nothing about
you the
European
fact
history. You are a disgrace in all
the
questions.
fact that you do not
You
want to
lack
listen to any other
access to
opinion at this
knowledge.
point demonstrates, what kind of intolerance you basically harbor at this you're essentially a very intolerant man because you don't want to hear other people's opinions of you. The fact is that you
I
actually
listened for
are not
45 minutes to you,
representative of any
insulting me
institution.
permanently, Adit.
You are just an individual at this point. You do not represent any government. You do not represent even an institution or an organization. Your whole, NATO enlargement group is just an activist group at the end of the day that even your own government doesn't recognize and thinks, it's a rambling of a madman because, Austria would rather have its, non-NATO credentials and appear to be in that sort of a Swiss kind of a non-aligned kind of a scenario, and you want them to basically be pushed into some sort of a unipolar alliance. So your own government doesn't recognize you. In fact, your opposition parties also don't recognize you. That's the kind of individual that we are talking about. You're not representative of any organization. You're just a madman, just a Temu version of Adolf Hitler, who's a genocidal maniac, wants to conduct a genocide in India as a consequence of, calling for its dismantlement, where you want to exacerbate, sort of regional disbalances, and you want to cause harm to the world. That is who you are, Gunther. That's the kind of expose that we wanted to carry out, and I think we've been fairly successful in ensuring that you've been widely exposed as a consequence.
Thanks a lot for exposing me. I totally reject that I have anything to do with National Socialism. I'm actually a conservative Christian Democrat. I'm a transatlantic activist, and I absolutely say it very clear. The only fascist in the room is Mr. Modi, is Mr. Putin, and these are the fascists of today, and they are abusing their power to create dictatorial regimes. And now I was focused only on Russia, but I'm now very happy in the case of this campaign that I can focus also very much on ExIndia, because it's the liberation of many of the suppressed nations inside India. And there is a lot of people who live in poverty due to this extremely bad management of India under the mismanagement, misrule and tyranny of Mr. Modi. And I hope for his fall. And I hope that there will be changes in India. And Khalistan is just the first of
300 million people were brought out of poverty line in Modi's regime.
He doesn't know that.
300 million. And you say that Modi's policies are making people poor. I think you have a bias. And I think you have vested interest. It is not that a maniac person is speaking. It is some vested interest which are served. Your vested interests are served, and you are hired, maybe. You are hired to run a campaign, but you are just not a important person. As Adit said, that you don't represent any government, not any organization. You have few thousand Twitter followers and you have started thinking that you are a big leader. You cannot even win a seat in Austrian parliament.
I think you should take that up as a challenge, Gurna, and go and fight elections in Austria to see if you can actually, you have some credibility for people to start taking you more seriously. Because at this point, you're nothing more than a joke. You don't represent any institutions. You're not backed by any organization that that the world or people can start taking you seriously. I mean, your 80,000 odd followers on Twitter, I don't think do the magic for you. I mean, you can do all you want. But if Narendra Modi starts coming down hard at you, I think you will be wishing that you hadn't taken such a battle. But he's a much more serious character, and I'm pretty sure that he will whiz you away like a little joke, a Temu version of Adolf Hitler, basically.
Anyway, guys, I think we will wind up it here because we cannot change people's minds who have some vested interest. And he calls himself a liberal Democrat or Christian Democrat, but he does not believe in democracy. He believes in stratocracy like in Pakistan. So we cannot change his mind. And I will never support Saddam Hussein. I did not say that I support Saddam Hussein. I was comparing the democracy in Saddam Hussein and in Pakistan. What is the difference? Saddam Hussein killed millions of Iraqis with poisonous gas. Pakistan killed millions in East Pakistan, Bangladesh, and now killing hundreds of thousands in Balochistan, KP, Sindh, everywhere. So I don't support Saddam Hussein. Let it be clear. But I don't support NATO or America's invasion in Vietnam. I don't support NATO's invasion in Syria. And you said that we brought Afghanistan out of communism, but you put Afghanistan in Sharia law. So a liberal Democrat like you is supporting Afghanistan Sharia law. So no. I think we are talking to a maniac person. Any last
one? A very uneducated person.
Actually,
uneducatedly
we invaded Vietnam. We defended South Vietnam. You don't know even the history of Asia.
Oh my God! No I can't believe that I'm going to be hearing this. Chemical weapons were used against civilian population. Please get your facts right. The least you can do is do your homework and come.
Freedom of South Vietnam, and then
please go and do some research. Chemical weapons were used against civilian population, killing 2 million people in Vietnam. That's the kind of genocide that you're basically defending. So you're defending the absolutely indefensible at this point.
Have you really no idea of the history of Vietnam?
You clearly have no idea of the atrocities that the Americans carried out.
Pile of knowledge, pretentious, and then you have no idea of the history of your own neighbors.
We do not know whatever history you are preaching because you are a biased person. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. And I will put this interview as it is so that people should know who is right and who is wrong.
But please invite me again. I can outline more the 20 new states of ex-India because we didn't go into the details.
I think we've had enough of madman's ramblings for one. I don't think we need to entertain the Temu version of Adolf Hitler any longer.
Exactly. Because the people have to know that India must be exed.
Thank you, Aribhai.
Maybe you will see the results very soon. You will see the world needs India. Your European Union is running behind. Ursula was before 2 weeks in India begging for a free trade agreement. Trump wants that India has trade agreement with, but Modi is not picking up phone.
I will stop that agreement and you will get 100% tariffs on India soon.
We will see. I think we will both be alive.
Get acknowledgement from one member of Austrian Parliament for your mindset. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Aribhai.